What's going on, everybody? It's deckplatetone. Shout out to everybody. Thank you all for your support. I really appreciate it. I had a beautiful week last week. All right, for this video, it's near and dear to my heart. So I might get a little emotional about it. I might get a little crazy, but who knows, right? But I'm not really gonna edit a whole bunch because I just want to go on. But let's talk about this. So I was on Reddit the other day. Right? I'm gonna paint the picture. I was on Reddit earlier today, and I saw this post from this guy, and I'm gonna post it on screen somewhere up here, right? I'm gonna post it up, and I'm gonna read a little excerpt from it. But long story short, this sailor, he was homeless. He ended up in a situation where he was homeless, and I don't know, something happened with the ship. I'll read a little bit. My command left me homeless. Help requested. Recently hit E5. Yay! Congratulations, by the way. So I put in my paperwork with housing, house hunted, the whole nine. After waiting for months for my shit, they disapproved it. However, they left me. I'm TAD to shore now. The bears kicked me out. What do I do? The ship has ghosted me and I'm nowhere near the States and I'm tired of sleeping on a couch in the office. Now, for this particular situation, I just want to say one thing. How the fuck does this happen? How somebody explain to me how this shit happens. All right, like I said, this is near and dear to my heart because, for one, a sailor should have like three things, right? Guaranteed. A sailor should have three things guaranteed. They should have transportation, and really they shouldn't pay for that, right? That should be paid for automatically. They should always have food, damn near paid for automatically, and then they should always have a roof over their head, regardless. How the fuck does this happen to where this guy is living out of his car? And the culture that we have on it, and the mindset we have on it is, what is he doing in his car? Or he should be taking care of business. But honestly, he shouldn't be in his car. And here's the thing, with his chain of command, whoever they may be, I can't remember what ship it is, but you damned if you do, you damned if you don't, all right? So for one, if you didn't know that your guy was not living if you didn't know your guy didn't have anywhere to go, right, then you damned. All right, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. Now here's why. If you didn't know that this guy, that he didn't have a place to stay, then that's a shame on you. If you knew he had a place to stay, or if you knew he didn't have a place to stay, and you knew that it was a situation that he might be in, then that's a goddamn shame on you. How are we going to do about it? What are we changing? And I'm saying that, this is something that we got to get in front of. This shit should not be happening. Because for one, why are we going through this? I'm sure he pretty much has somewhere back home where he probably staying with a brother, a mother, sister, whoever. But now he in a situation where he's away from family and he trying to figure out where to go. The guy was living in his car. All right, and I'm gonna open the files up a bit, right? We're gonna open the files, right? Let's go back. We're gonna open the files down, right? For this video that I had up here, right? I had a video up here where I did this video, someone on leadership, and somebody messaged me about it, right? But check this out. For that video, for that night, I spent the night in my car. And why? Because I was fighting to get a place to stay when I first got out here. That shouldn't be. That should never be the case. A sailor should never have to say, I was homeless, or I've been homeless, or I don't have a place to stay. We got 300,000 people in the goddamn Navy. And at somebody's command, I assume he got more than just that person. Now let me go back for a second, right? Because if this guy didn't tell anybody, then shame on him for that. But then, like I said, right, for the chain of command, if you don't know, then it's a goddamn shame. How don't you know that your guy is homeless or he don't have a place to stay? And for the people at the command, they failed them too. If you are a sailor at any command you at, and you got hundreds of people around you, and you in a situation where you don't have a place to stay, we are failing as a Navy. How the hell all these people, hundreds of people, thousands of people all around you, and you find yourself in a situation where you don't have to stay? And it's not always pride. I've been in a situation before where it was one guy, I think he was like a first class or chief or something, and he's like living out the office. And the sad thing about it, he's living out the office and everybody's talking shit about him. I mean, he could be like, dealing with, like, he could be paying a whole bunch of crazy bills or whatever, and everybody's talking shit like he's choosing, like he think it's gonna be funny to stay in the car or the truck. The same thing with this sailor, right? And the culture is so crazy when it comes to this type of stuff. I heard somebody say, about someone a couple weeks ago, them also sleeping out in their car, right? Because it's becoming a thing for some reason. It's like a trend or some shit. I don't know what's going on with this. It's becoming a trend or something. He says, like, a silly guy, why is he sleeping out in his car? And I'm thinking, so, like, I mean, what do you think this guy says? Oh, it'd be funny. It'd be a funny ass joke if I go and sleep in my car. Damn, that's gonna make them all laugh. No, what the hell is wrong with y'all nowadays? Have we really got to this point where we don't give a fuck that much? Right? Talking of housing and stuff like that, just on this base alone, check this out. Just on this base alone, right? I mean, if you in Illinois and Great Lakes, then you know what it's like with certain Navy facilities and stuff like that. There's about like more than three. It's about 3 or 4 places where they're pretty much condemned, right? Where like they're barracks or unaccompanied housing or whatever, and you can't live there. Nobody can live there. Nobody's living there. I'm talking about hundreds of rooms where people can't live into. And it's to the point where people are getting kicked out. People are getting kicked out of the facilities that we have left because there's no space. Why the hell do we have 3, 4, 5 buildings that nobody can live in? Somebody make that make sense, because, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. And in the Navy, if something is broken, you fix it, right? But when it comes to facilities where sailors possibly stay at, oh, okay, nobody just can live there. And that's supposed to be okay. And some people wonder why it's like, well, why the hell should I be in the Navy if I got to figure out where I'm going to stay? I mean, that's ridiculous, honestly. And not enough people are talking about it. And if not enough people are talking about it, then, like, let me go back and say this. It's not that not enough people are talking about it, right? But maybe it's not trending, or maybe it's not becoming an issue to somebody, or maybe somebody's career is not at stake. When that happens, then a fire is going to become under somebody's ass. But when is that going to happen? It's one sailor too many to be sleeping in your goddamn car. It's one sailor too many to be wondering where the hell you're gonna get your next meal from. Right? It's one sailor too many to find to be in a situation where you don't have transportation. And what you gonna say? Okay, well, it's on you, or if you can't afford a car, or if you can't afford food. Right? I just seen a video. Shout out to this guy, Nikki, MGTV. Right? Just seen a video. We comparing military service, that pay, and McDonald's. How do we get here? So you mean to tell me somebody that's working at McDonald's, and shout out if you work at McDonald's, that's your thing, do your thing, right? But those that's working at McDonald's, they kind of get to go home every day. They kind of see their family every day. They can leave whenever the hell they want. You know what I mean? I mean, and their benefits are pretty competitive, honestly, paid pretty competitive. And then we wonder why some guys are just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'ma just bite the bullet. I'll smoke some weed, whatever. What, they gonna kick me out? That's the most they can do? And that's what they want at this point. So what are we doing? We're wasting time, man. We're wasting time and we're not valuing the sailors and their time. We got to change that. Like all the facilities that's condemned that we can't live in, that we're not using for the sailors' housing, we need to fix that, man. There's too many capable people in the world that can fix up shit. For us to be in a situation where there's too much red tape and we can't have certain contractors working to fix up housing and stuff like that. Or there's too much policy or red tape in place or not enough oversight in place that we can't figure out a housing situation for a sailor. Honestly, that guy should have been able to come to somebody and say, hey, if I don't have a place today, I'm not going to be able to sleep anywhere except for my car. And somebody should have said, well, shit, that's not happening. Even if I can't get you a place like out in town, a barracks or whatever, you can come sleep on my couch. That's the way it should be. But for some reason, we're kind of screwing that one up. And I don't know. We need to fix that and fix it fast. But anyway, that's all I have to say. Like I said, this is near and dear to my heart. I've been homeless before, so I get it. All right? I slept in the car before, so I get it. And you know what? If somebody got a problem with what I'm saying, these are my views. These are my opinion, man. But a sailor should never, ever, ever, ever be homeless. Don't matter what they did. They're spending nothing but time doing their military service. And that's something that not everybody's doing. You know what I'm saying? They should be compensated fairly for that. And that compensation should be at least having food, at least having transportation, and at least having adequate housing. That's non-negotiable. But anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox. Thank you guys for all your support. I really appreciate it. If you guys have not already, please subscribe to my page. Check me out for more videos throughout the week. I should be having podcast videos coming up. I should have another podcast out, I want to say this week. I'm trying to get it this week. We'll see what happens, though. I think this year is going to be a real big year for Deckplatetone brand and whatnot. I'm hoping to get some content out, hoping to get some feedback. Feedback is always welcome. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Salute to all y'all. No further entries this page. Tony Tone.